what to do. Oh God, it's spinning us.
Honduras, May 19th, 2022. Heavy rains flooded some departments. The capital of the country suffered the most. TEGUCIGALPA. About 600 people were injured. About 100 houses were damaged. Landslides and collapse of the road were recorded. Gaylord, Michigan, USA, May 20th. A Category 3 tornado hit the city. The maximum wind force was over 150 miles per hour.
Oh, it's gonna come and hit us. It's coming right now. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Oh, get in the... Oh God, it's spinning us.
There are dead and dozens injured. The tornado overturned cars, tore off and destroyed the roofs of houses, brought down supports, and tore down power lines. Some buildings were partially or completely destroyed. Tornadoes of this magnitude are very rare in this region. Ontario and Quebec, Canada, May 21st. A strong hurricane with thunderstorms and hail covered the provinces. Unfortunately, people died. There are those who were injured. Wind gusts in some places reached 75 miles per hour.
My daughter, that's in that bedroom, she just happened to move from her desk to her bed, and then she went to see her sister at the front bedroom, and then the tree fell right on her desk. Her desk. Awful.
This natural disaster destroyed houses, overturned cars, knocked down trees and electric poles. More than 500,000 homes were left without electricity. Some cities declared a state of emergency.
Germany, May 19th, 2022. Storm Cyclone Emmelinda came to the country. Cloudless warm weather was replaced by heavy rain, hail, and squally winds. In Rhineland-Palatinate, Saar, Lower Saxony, Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg, and a number of other lands, the hurricane caused extensive damage. Basements and underground parking lots were flooded, lightning struck several houses, dozens of cars turned into a pile of scrap metal. Hundreds of rescue operations were conducted. On May 20th, tornadoes swept through the cities of Paderborn, Lippstadt, and Ludwigshafen in the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia.
There was a noise that lasted about 5 seconds. Then all the tiles collapsed, and it already looked like bomb explosions.
In Paderborn, about 50 people were injured. There were casualties. According to preliminary estimates, the damage to the infrastructure caused by the cyclone totaled several millions euros. The impact of the cyclone was also experienced by residents of Belgium and the Netherlands. In the capital of Belgium, heavy downpours were accompanied by intense hail. Visibility on the roads dropped to zero. The Netherlands was affected by the sandstorm, as a storm warning was announced in the provinces of North Brabant, Gelderland, and Limburg. Serious flooding was recorded in some settlements. Torrential rain with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour resulted in car accidents. As soon as 2 days after that, severe thunderstorm broke out in France. The natural force affected 21 departments of the country. It was reported that the length of the hail strip was about 180 miles. In Shanturu, the capital of the Indra department, several people were injured. Over 340 homes and dozens of cars were damaged. Significant damage was done to farm crops.
A tornado hit the city of Paderborn in the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. In the Paderquell area, the hurricane caused great damage and uprooted trees. One tree fell on a bus with people in it. Among other places, the hurricane affected the Remek area. There it also felled many trees. Falling trees damaged a large number of cars. The roofs of some houses were completely torn off. Tiles of houses' roofs flew in the air. Many people immediately after the hurricane went out to clean up the area and waited for the help of rescue services. It was evident that people were very scared, that they were in a panic, and were very worried about what had happened.
State of Amazonas, Brazil, end of May 2022. As of late May, heavy rains had caused widespread flooding in the Amazon basin. More than 360,000 people have been affected by rising water levels in rivers. Damage has been registered in almost 60 municipalities, of which 35 have declared a state of emergency. Floods caused significant damage to agriculture. Republic of South Africa, 22nd of May. The province of KwaZulu-Natal was once again hit by a severe storm. Recall that at the beginning of April 2022, hundreds of people died from floods in this region. This time, heavy rains also led to floods and numerous landslides. The greatest damage was caused to the urban district of eThekwini. Infrastructure was damaged, houses were destroyed. Hundreds of people have been evacuated. West Java, Indonesia, May 21st. A landslide caused by heavy rain destroyed houses in the village of Cipalang. Unfortunately, casualties have been reported. Houses were flooded and destroyed in many provinces of the country. More than 50,000 people were affected. Also, prolonged downpours led to the fact that on May 23rd, high waves broke through the dam of the city of Semarang in central Java. The level of floodwaters in places exceeded 2 meters, and this is one of the highest levels observed in the area in recent decades. People had to evacuate, moving waist deep in water. State of Texas, United States, May 23rd. One of the most powerful tornadoes struck the north. The storm raged near Morton and near the settlement of Lavalin. Wind gusts reached 75 miles per hour. Bangladesh, mid-May. Continuous rains have led to a sudden rise of the rivers in the northeastern part of the country. Massive floods inundated dozens of localities. Hundreds of roads have fallen into disrepair, leaving some regions cut off from civilization. Dozens of casualties have been reported. About 150,000 families were left without electricity and access to drinking water. Many residential buildings and infrastructure facilities were destroyed. Agricultural land was also damaged.
I'm Mehmet Mahmoud from Bangladesh. The adverse effect of climate change, especially hurricane, flood, riverbank erosion and salinity problem, we faced almost every year. We are suffered. In my coastal community, we are highly affected on the salinity problem. It's threatened our fresh water supply, it's threatened our agriculture. Beside my coastal community, a forest called the Sundarban. It is a World Heritage and the largest mangrove forest in the world. Here, 450 species live, and the most significantly the Royal Bengal tiger. These forest resources provide us a livelihood, but unfortunately, the adverse climatic event effect on this forest resource and also the ecosystem, and also impact on our livelihood. So changing climate change making lives more difficult for our vulnerable communities such as mine. So dear friends and global citizens, glaciers are melting, sea level is rising. beaches, our coastline, our island, our schools. Please come forward and let's fight together our common problem. Please do not think it's our individual problem. It's our global problem. It's our common problem. So we need to act a responsible behavior and try to minimize it. If we do that, I believe our beautiful planet would be a safer place to live on.
Everyday cataclysms hit different regions of the planet. Right now on the map you can see only those that occurred in just 1 week. Considering the trend of increasing cataclysms, it is clear that very soon it will affect everyone. Natural disasters are already occurring in the places where they have never been seen before. We still cannot even predict climatic events, their trajectory, intensity, and timing of the strike. This is because in the consumerist format of society, people's attention has been diverted away from the main enemy, climate.
You know, recent events, the pandemic, wars, politics, geopolitics, they have distracted us from the climate to such an extent that many people have simply forgotten about it. Only those who are so far in favorable regions have forgotten. As for those who live in the regions where these events are actively taking place, you know, they haven't forgotten. For instance, if we even take footage from our Bucha in Ukraine and look at what happened and what people did there, and look at what the climate did in Mayfield, Kentucky, United States, it cannot be compared. The climate is absolutely ruthless, inhumane. It has no soul, and you cannot come to an agreement with it. It's a program that is activated and it works. But in order to stop it, we should resolve its code, the code by which it operates, and counteract it with an equal force. But we can do that only together as the entire humanity. We have no other way, friends.
On May 7, 2022, the International Online Forum, Global Crisis, We Are People, We Want to Live, took place, where the whole truth of the current format of society and the ways out of the global crisis were voiced.